I'd like to take a couple minutes to just leave you with some final announcements and a very special message toward the end of the video that I hope you'll stick around for. Anything dealing with the Essenean College website, sessions, classes, groups, that's all going to be Indigo Airwaves now. You can check out their account on TikTok, let them know if you need anything, etc., etc. The debate with Dead Hidden is still happening this Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. We were not able to secure a moderator, so I will be the moderator. Lastly, I promised everyone that I was going to make a video on the exact right way to pray. I will still be doing that because I believe it is tremendously important that you understand how to do it correctly. It will include understanding the true nature of God, the true path of Christ, and of course, how to literally pray correctly to manifest reality. And now the special announcement. The other reason that I'm really adamant about making this video about how to pray the correct way is because back in October 2019, I had a very powerful sensation, feeling, intuitive knowing, along with many other seers in my circle, that January 2020 was going to be tremendously important. It was going to be life-changing. And then the lockdowns hit. But that wasn't what we sensed coming. We sensed something else that wasn't good or bad. It was more like infinite potential. And I know all of you remember that in March 2020, it seemed like the powers that be just started rushing everything. We weren't allowed to be 6 feet, any closer than 6 feet together. They kept us 6 feet apart. We were locked down in our homes. We couldn't congregate in parks or any other place for that matter. And since then, I've put quite a few things together. And I believe that something has entered into our reality which supercharges our ability to pray, meditate, and manifest reality. And I think that everything about what happened 4 years ago, 3 years ago, was about that. It was their counteroffensive to stop us from realizing it. Because when you're closer than 6 feet, bioelectric fields connect. When two or more pray in my name, I am there. That's what they were trying to prevent. Our power of prayer, manifestation, meditation is 100-fold right now. And what did they do after we were locked down? They set up that grid. I was informed 6 months prior to that sensation in October 2019 by God that grid disconnects us from Holy Spirit and the Schumann resonance. It blocks, right? Well, it attempts to block. That's why they put it up. And the reason I'm saying all this now once again is because they're going to do another version of it in about 3 weeks. Because something tremendously beautiful is about to happen in 3 weeks again. Stop listening to these goofballs who are trying to sell you a bridge in Jerusalem. Whether it's Jesus Christ coming back, the Galactic Federation, the earth is just going to shift into a magical dimension and everything's going to be okay. The likelihood of any of these things happening is near zero. Near 0% chance of it happening. What is the most likely thing? That we have to do the work to make the world a better place. We have to actually act upon reality in order for it to shift in the right direction. Please stop waiting for someone to save you. Please stop relying on these false teachers and false preachers that are constantly spitting nonsense at you, that keep you sitting down doing nothing, waiting for a Jesus Christ to return or the aliens to land. They're lies. Whether or not the person realizes they're spewing nonsense, garbage, lies at you, they're absolutely lies. You have to act upon the world. And even if Jesus Christ is returning or the aliens will be landing soon, it doesn't matter for two really important reasons. One, you cannot know for sure it's going to happen. So, in the meantime, you should be taking responsibility for what you can do right now. Two, if that sort of ridiculous nonsense is true, that means we're stuck in a narcissistic, psychopathic game that tortures us and then brings something down for us to worship. This is evil, okay? This is the prison mentality, right? We're punished, we're so bad, humans have been sinful. Bring down this idol so we can worship that and continue to feel like we're garbage compared to some other thing. Doesn't matter if it's the aliens or the Christ or Earth shaking us off. It's all self-deprecating, right? It's all disempowering. Empower yourself. Understand what you are. Understand what Christ actually said in the Gospels about you. If Christ returns and he finds out how many of his followers were treating other people like crap because they weren't following the religion, and how many of them were just eating crackers and drinking wine on Sunday, the real Christ would be absolutely furious with you, and y'all are the people that are going to gnash your teeth in the end. If all this prophecy stuff's true, you're the ones that aren't going to be allowed in the throne room. I promise you. The ones that we allow in the throne room aren't going to be Christians, because you don't know what a Christian is. A Christian isn't someone who goes to a church. A Christian isn't someone who calls himself a Christian. And a Christian is definitely not someone who wears a cross on their neck to celebrate the death of their leader. Feed the hungry. Heal the afflicted of body and emotion, body and heart and mind. Take the time to listen to people's stories. Call out bad behavior, because there's lots of people that are doing terrible things and they take advantage of people and they pretend they're good and you find out they're awful people. Call out bad behavior. Doesn't mean that anybody's inherently bad, but they won't get better unless you make it so painful for them to continue being terrible. Public embarrassment, right? Not in some vindictive way, in an honorable way. We must put justice into the world. What is justice? It's a human idea. Therefore, humans have to enact it. What is what goes around comes around? When good people stand up against bad behavior, not some magical mechanic that just solves everything. You know that's not true. Look at the world we're living in. If that kind of karma existed, that bad people got what they deserved, then the world wouldn't be a hellish landscape right now. It's because we've stopped working. We've stopped trying to make the world a better place. We've all given up. Okay? Understand something very special happened January 2020, and something very special is about to happen again. You're going to notice weird anomalies in the Schumann resonance. Don't let those morons that tell you that it means nothing talk you out of believing in it. It's very special. It's very powerful. It's very real. But you have to act in the world. It's not going to magically change for you. Use that Holy Spirit that is raining down from the heavens and that Gaia energy that is coming up from the core of the plane. You are being empowered right now. But they've got us with these in our hands that's grounding out our electricity. They've got the frequencies from every single direction. They have you worried about a new news story all the time. This is only meant to ground out your energy. That 1.7 to 2.6 trillion volts of electricity inside of you, when you get stressed out, it's static electricity releases to the air. Okay? Harmonize, relax, find a peaceful state of mind. Try to remove this device from your body and your vicinity as often as possible. Disconnect your router as often as possible. Get to natural places as often as possible. They put up this grid because they are terrified. They are terrified. Look how they rushed this thing. They were trying to stop something from happening that would have destroyed them. You know it. You know it. Now pick up your cross and pick up your sword and do the good work.